Good evening, everyone. I'm Dr. Nancy Stanley, physical therapist, life and health coach, and I'm excited to get back on here and educate you. And you might think, why do you do these videos? Or maybe you're not thinking that, but sometimes I think that. Why do I do these videos? Well, I do these videos because I love researching, I love learning information, and I love seeing people get healthy. It is so depressing for me to go really in public, to see people that are struggling, especially people my age in their 60s and 70s that are struggling to get around. They're just struggling with life, and I'm just thinking, oh, what are they headed for? But if I can educate just a few on a way to make a change and how to boost their immune system. So that's what we're going to talk about tonight. The 7 things we do that weaken our immune system. Now, this was a big deal when COVID was at its peak, but I just want to tell you there are still a lot of viruses out there that you can get and diseases. And you just don't want to have those things. You want to be healthy. You want to be able to fight off whatever comes your way. And so that's why I want to educate you on this. I say I'm a funnel. I get out there and I research. I follow the top people. Hey, Renee, how are you doing? Thank you for joining me. I follow the top people. I listen to podcasts. Today, I think I listened to 3 different podcasts. I just spend a lot of time educating myself, and I want to pass that on to you. I want to funnel it down to you. So I hope you'll listen real quick as we go over the 7 things that weaken your immune system. And some of these are going to be a surprise to you. So here's what I say. To take in what I'm trying to dish out, you got to get rid of some of what you thought was healthy, or maybe what you thought about certain things. So let's just see how it goes. Hey, Lillian, thank you for joining me. Hey, Dolores, it's good to see you. I got my zinnia seeds today in the mail. I'm going to plant some. The rain just washed my zinnias away night before last, or what was it, Sunday night? So I've got to replant, but I did get some more seeds on the way. Okay, all right, so the first thing, the number one thing that's going to, and all of these pretty much are equal, but I just had to number them some way or another, is stress, okay? And you think, well, gosh, how do you get rid of stress? Everybody's stressed. Well, let me kind of break up the stress to you. There are different kinds of stress. There's stress that, is just temporary. Maybe you almost got in a wreck. That's just just momentary stress. Or maybe you have a headache and that lasts for a little while. That's stress. Or maybe one of your children is sick and that's stress for a while. But it's the prolonged, maintained stress that you deal with day after day after day, like wondering about paying the bills, or the disease you have, or just feeling bad. That's very stressful. And our bodies were created to handle short-term stress, okay? Like you think of our ancestors, they had to go out and fend for themselves, and they might have been, it just was harder to live. They didn't have the luxuries we had. But we are constantly bombarded with stress, just like the COVID thing, just like things with our children and our grandchildren, and just life is harder, it seems like, these days. It's harder to put food on the table, and there are people that are struggling with that. Hey, Mike, thank you for joining me. Hey, Nita, good to see you. I haven't seen you in a while. Thank you for joining me. So I'm talking about the 7 things that weaken your immune system, and the first one is stress. And I said there are 2 kinds of stress. There's short-term and long-term. And the long-term stress actually affects your sympathetic nervous system, okay? And what we want to do is we want our parasympathetic nervous system to take over, and that's your rest and digest nervous system, okay? So I'm going to give you a tip right now that'll help you, okay? And I learned this tip from, Ben Azadi is someone that mentors me, and we've been friends for a while. But there's a doctor that is one of the most famous sleep doctors. I think he's been on Dr. Oz 40 times. And he has a breathing technique he calls the 4-7-8. So here's how you do it. Just do it with me. You breathe in for 4. You hold it for 7. And you breathe out for 8. So you breathe in through your nose, hold it for 7, and breathe out for 8. So if you're having trouble going to sleep at night, lay on your back, cross your hands over your belly, and do the 4, 7, 8. If you're struggling with a situation that you have no control over, try doing the 4, 7, 8. So that's just one way, along with some other things that I teach in my program, like meditation, how to do meditation. But that's just one way to lower your stress. Okay, take a long walk, but make sure you're doing nasal breathing, okay? Not through your mouth, but in through your nose, and then you blow it out through your mouth. Okay, all right, number 2 is diets that are high in carbs and sugar. They lower your immune system. And the reason they do is because your body really loves to use fat for fuel. There are 2 kinds of fuel. There's fat, which turns to ketones, which is a great fuel source, especially for your brain. And then there's sugar. And if you're eating a diet high in carbs, there's way too much sugar in your body, and it breaks down your immune system. It causes your body to be less able to fight disease. Hey, Ann, thank you for joining me. Okay, so for instance, one physician who is an endocrinologist says that 2 slices of bread is the same as drinking a 12-ounce can of soda. It's real sugar. So you probably wouldn't do that 2 or 3 times a day, although some people do, but it really affects your immune system and your ability to fight off disease. So let's take a look at your carbs, the number of carbs, especially your sugars. Okay, number 3 is vegetable oils, and you're thinking, what's wrong with vegetable oil? I thought that was healthy. Canola oil, I thought they created that for us to be healthy. Well, I'm just telling you, I'm busting that myth right now. It is not healthy. Canola oil, vegetable oil, soy oil, cottonseed oil, all of those oils are extremely toxic. They cause the breakdown of the lining of your cell, which is actually what helps you fight off a virus. So if your cell wall is weakened by these oils, then you're not going to be able to fight off disease. And so people that are eating French fries and chicken nuggets, I mean, you just got to know you're damaging your body. So you really got to start watching those things, okay? And also, I want you to know that those sugars that you're taking in, they compete with vitamin C. And so if you're taking vitamin C and you're eating a lot of sugar, your body is not able to resource that vitamin C. So that's another reason not to eat sugars, okay? And also I want you to know that sugars have the most toxic byproducts. They're called free radicals, and our body, when we eat a lot of sugar, it has to work really, really hard. And that's why you feel that like you hit a brick wall if you do a real sugar dump, like you eat a big piece of cake, or maybe you drink a latte that's loaded with the carbs, and then you just hit this brain fog. Well, what it is your brain is not going to draw up that sugar. It just won't, and so it shuts down. Your body will assimilate it, but your brain won't do that so much. So, okay. So if you're on here, type in the comments that where you're watching from. I know some of y'all are from Vidalia, but I know there's some other people from some other places. Just put where you're from. Thank you. I'd appreciate that. Okay. Okay. So I want to tell you that, and sugar does cause obesity. So I want to tell you, and you may already know this, but 70% of the deaths from COVID in the United States were obese, people that were obese. So that just shows you 7 out of 10 people that died from COVID in the United States were obese. And this is another tip you may not know, but 88% of Americans are not healthy. They're not metabolically flexible. So what I'm trying to teach you is what to do to get metabolically flexible, okay? Hey, Brooke, good to see you. Hey, Glow, thanks for joining me. Okay, all right, so now number 4, and this isn't going to make some of y'all happy, but alcohol. Alcohol weakens your immune system. And you might think, well, it helps me to relax. Well, that's one thing, but there are other more healthy ways to relax. And I'm not saying an occasional drink, but if you're a moderate drinker or chronically drinking or drinking every night or even 3 or 4 times a week, let me just tell you, your liver is working really hard and your body to rid your body of that toxic substance. And so when it's working real hard to do that, it can't do the other things that it needs to be doing. So that's why your immune system is hindered when you're drinking alcohol on a regular basis. And I can't say for you what that is, but I'm just going to tell you, if it's 3 or 4 nights a week, it's just not going to be healthy for you. And especially not every night, because while you're sleeping, when your body could be repairing other things, your liver is working really hard to get that alcohol out of your system. So, I would say no alcohol at all, but if you are going to drink, you just really need to notice that you need to know for sure that it is very toxic to your body, okay, and your brain, okay. And so your body prioritizes. What it does is when you have alcohol in your system, your body will prioritize getting rid of those toxins, and it will fail to do the other natural things that it would normally be doing. Okay, all right, so that's number 4. So now we're going to go to number 5. Okay, so number 5 is sleep deprivation. Now, I know sometimes when you're going through the change of life or things are happening or, it's hard to sleep. But I want to tell you, you really, really, really need to prioritize sleep. And it needs to be in a normal rhythm. So like I try to go to bed be in the bed and trying to go to sleep at 10. And then I wake up at 6 or 6:30. Sometimes I'll sleep till 7, which is a good amount of sleep. Now, I didn't do that before I quit doing therapy. I say I'm retired, but I'm still working. I'm doing this work, which I love to do, but I don't go to the 8 to 5 every day. So I just try to sleep until I naturally wake up, which used to, that was at 5 o'clock. Yeah, okay, so, all right. So, but your normal circadian rhythm, it's best if you could sleep from 10 to 6. That would be 8 hours. Okay, if you wake up in the night, you may want to extend it a little bit longer, but just go to bed and get into bed and just relax and have a routine, because your routine will help you to fall asleep, okay? It may be getting in the bed and reading, picking up your Bible, read some Bible verses, picking up a boring book. My husband used to put me to sleep telling me Plant Hatch stories, but he's not down there anymore, so I don't get to hear those, so that doesn't put me to sleep anymore. But usually if I pick up a book to read, I'll pretty much fall asleep pretty quickly. Okay, all right. Sleep deprivation, this has been shown and proven in PubMed studies, has the same impact as a physical disease on your body, okay, and weakens your immune system. It is like having a low-grade infection. So I just know when my husband was working the night shift and not getting much sleep, he was not well, and he ended up with AFib. And a lot of people do, especially down there at Plant Hatch, because they do those rotating shifts. So you need to really think about this. And one of my favorite things is to notice how much sleep are you getting, okay? Your room needs to be cold and dark. I know ours is about 64 degrees. From 62 to 66, 68 degrees is how you're going to sleep. Hey, Barbara. Thank you. Good to see you. I think I saw Martha on here too. Okay. So sleep is more important than diet and exercise. I just want to tell you that. So just like I say, you can't out-exercise a bad diet, you can't, with exercise and diet, get yourself healthy if you're not sleeping. So you really need to prioritize sleep, okay? All right, number 6 is too much exercise. And you might think, well, that's crazy. I thought we're supposed to exercise. But too much exercise actually is a stressor to your body. So studies have shown that 10 minutes of exercise 3 times a day is what the American Heart Association promotes. I think, maybe a little more than that, 20 minutes, 20 to 30 minutes at a time. But an hour of hard, stressful workout with heavy weights is really going to be a stressor to your body and it's going to weaken your immune system. So, just for your information, but you do need to do some exercise, just not extreme exercise. Okay. All right. And number 7, the last one is being sedentary. It weakens your immune system. Your body settles in and you're not actually stimulating your mitochondria, which is at the center of your cell, and it's what gives you energy. Okay. They say that sitting is the new smoking. Okay. So we certainly know that smoking isn't healthy to you. So, all right. So it increases your risk of heart, coronary disease, diabetes, hypertension, stroke, all of those things, just being sedentary. So here's what you can do. You can get you a Fitbit, or you can get an app on your phone called Healthfully, or there are other apps that track your steps, and just say, okay, I'm going to get at least, let's just say 3,000 steps a day. And that's just like a brisk walk to my mailbox and back. Okay, so just make up your mind that you're going to get some kind of exercise, or maybe just do 20 squats or side straddle hop or kick or whatever it has to be, but something to move you around instead of just sitting and doing nothing. Hey, Betty, thank you for joining me. Okay. When you move, what you're doing is you're activating your lymphatic system, which is your body's drainage system. So I know I recently took a trip where we sat for a long time. Can't even remember where it was. And my foot was swollen. And I'm just like, oh my gosh, but it's because I wasn't able to pump. It's actually the movement that pumps the blood. Yes, your heart pumps blood, but your movement, moving your arms and legs is what gives you that lymphatic drainage. Okay. All right. So get moving, go on some walks, and when you're out in the sun, you're going to be able to get vitamin D. All right. So I'm going to tell you one more. I'm throwing one more in. I know I said 7, but this one is so important. And the reason I know it's important, because when I was headed up the Mercy Clinic, we had so many people with dental issues, diabetics. They were people that were less privileged, and they had a lot of dental issues, and we could not get them healthy as long as they had all of this decay in their mouth. So we had to pull a lot of teeth, and they actually got healthy. We were able to manage their A1C. So if you're not getting your regular dental checks, and one of the best things to do is to floss. My husband gave me one of those, what are they called, water picks that, I can put peroxide in the water and it cleans my teeth. I love that. But anyway, I'm going to encourage you to floss, because that'll help get rid of some of the bacteria and decay that's going to stick between your teeth. But at least, at best, brush a couple of times a day and swish your mouth out good, okay? But I'm going to tell you, eating carbs loaded with sugar, think about that. Crackers stick to your teeth. Chips stick to your teeth. Bread sticks to your teeth. So you want to eat things like meat and vegetables. They don't stick to your teeth. All right? So think about that. Okay. So I'm about to jump off here, but I wanted to tell you what I do to get healthy as far as my supplements, okay? Because people ask me that all the time. Well, what do you take? Well, I do exercise, okay? In fact, I did a little workout with my group today. We just danced. We did a praise dance for about 12, 15 minutes, and then I got in about 8,000 steps just walking outside. I did a little jog and a little sprint, and, just moving, okay? All right, but one of the first things I do is I take vitamin D, okay? And I usually suggest 20,000 IUs. And here's why I say that. Because being out in the sun for 25 minutes, just, with 70% of your body exposed, so maybe you got on shorts and a sleeveless tank top, you get 25,000 IUs just doing that. And so when you go to the doctor and he puts you on 1,000 IUs, I just don't think that's going to get it, all right? So you need to talk to your doctor about this, because if God lets us get 25,000 just from 20 minutes in the sun, don't you think we need more than 1,000? So I use this. This is Dr. Living Goods, and I do this on days that I get in the sun. I don't take this because I don't need it, but your body is going to absorb that vitamin D the cholesterol in your body is absorbing it. So if you're on a statin drug, you may not be able to absorb that cholesterol. Okay. The other thing I do is I put this MCT oil in my coffee, or I have another powdered MCT oil that I use. This is a medium chain triglyceride, and it is energy for your body. It's a major antioxidant, and it's really going to help you. So I would encourage you to get you some. You can get the powder kind so it's not slick in your mouth, but I definitely use this. I order this in bulk from Amazon, okay? Okay. The other thing I'm going to show you is my Numi product, okay? It's called Numi Swish. And what this is, it's a glutathione product. It's glutathione nano-sized. You put it in your mouth, you swish it, and you swallow it. And I've been using it now since last July when it came out. And here's what I noticed. More energy, more mental clarity, better sleep. Well, and I would say less pain, but I don't have any pain, but I've had a lot of people. In fact, I just got off texting with a girl on Facebook and in Messenger, and she's 60 years old. She's had fibromyalgia, and she said for 6 years she's had it, and she said, finally, the Numi Swish helped get rid of her fibromyalgia pain. So if you're interested in this, I'll put a link below, and you can go online and order it. It's $50 and some change. And here's what I want to tell you. Why wouldn't you try it? I mean, for $50, if it helped you, and I'm going to tell you, it's going to help you. It will help you. And the reason I know it, because I know the science. I've listened to the chemist and this researcher that did this nanotechnology and got this where we could put it in this bottle and get it to you. And this is a skin spray if you're interested in that, to spray your skin. I've seen people with psoriasis and eczema that it really, really helped. So jump on here. Next Thursday, not this coming Thursday, but the 28th, Stephen Scott, who is the founder of this company, he's a New York Times best-selling author, is going to be in Vidalia at STC, and you'll be seeing in my post, I'll post about that. You want to come. You want to come and hear him speak. He's an amazing speaker. He's the man that promoted Total Gym, Share Makeup, Christy Brinkley Makeup, Deal a Meal. I mean, he's promoted billions of dollars in products, and he came out of retirement to get this NutraSwish on the market because he said, this is going to be my last breakthrough product. It's going to be the best thing I've ever done. Total Gym is still running. Yeah. So just want to let you know about that. Okay. So now, last but not least, I want you to remind you about sharing the video and get in the drawing. So I had about 25 people, I think, yesterday that shared. And so here's what I'm going to be giving away. So listen up. I'm going to be giving away some Numi products. So you could win a bottle of Numi. All right. I'm going to be giving away some books. All right. So this is my coach's book. She just wrote this book, just got it on the market, Stuck in the Wrong Story. This says, Step Out of Shame into the Life God Intended. She's an amazing person, one of the most intuitive people I've ever met. So I'd love to give you one of these books, or for you to win one of these books. You could win one of my cookbooks. If you don't have one of my cookbooks, let me know. And if you win, then I can get a cookbook to you. I'm going to be giving away one of these books. It's called Menopause. This is by Dr. Cabeca. She is a world-famous OBGYN. I think she's triple board certified. And she wrote this book. This is how to pause things in your menu so you can help with your menopause and hormones. And then another one is the Hormone Fix by Dr. Cabeca. I think this is one that will really interest y'all. So share the video, and I'll see it, and I'll write your name down on the card and put it, every time you share, I'm going to put it in. So you'll get multiple chances to win. Okay. Thank you for joining me. I'm going to put the link below, and I'm starting a new challenge right now. So you need to message me. I only have 30 slots. I signed up some people today. I've got, it's going to be starting Monday, the 25th. So let me hear from you. Thank you for joining me. Have a great night.